New World has just hit over 100,000 players. That's the highest peak we've seen in 2022, and the game was only released for 3 months of 2021. Things are looking pretty damn crazy, so let's talk about it and let's show you. First though, if you want to support the channel, becoming a YouTube member truly is the best way. I just streamed today and there's some names I need to add to this list, so thank you very much to you guys as well. Now we'll start with that old trusty here, Steam charts. I am aware that a lot of people are stuck in queues. One little public service announcement: if you do get the black screen, try and hold and wait on that screen. Don't alt tab, try and hold it out. That's been a post from Amazon, so try and stick with it. But here you can see 16 minutes ago, 118,000 people were playing this game. Now this is all because of fresh servers obviously and the Return to Eternum event, but these are crazy numbers. So let's scroll down, right? You can see last 30 days peak 118. Let's see when we actually trigger over into a higher number or lower number than that. January was 117 and then December was 145. So these are pretty like unprecedented numbers and an unprecedented return, especially for New World. And this is probably part of the reason why. Yes, we've got fresh servers, but we also have something called Return to Eternum, which is basically like a Twitch event, and there's a lot of popular streamers streaming it. Zakra Asmongold being one of them, Towley being another, King Gathalion being another. Now these are all just in English because I have it filtered to just English. There's obviously going to be foreign language, which may not be foreign to you, but I get that. But this event is popping. There's 186,000 people just watching New World on Twitch right now. These numbers are pretty damn crazy. Now this does not quite tell the full story. If we look on New World database, and we can see that some people are stuck in queues. Now, they were planning on just doing like 4 servers per region for fresh. That has gone quickly out of the window. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think for EU Central. 10, like maybe even 12. There's maybe even more. There's a lot of EU Central servers right now. They were literally planning 4 and they were going to do 1 per hour. That has quickly been out the window. Like that's not held up in any way, shape or form. And it makes sense, right? Because look at the absolute insane queues. It's okay if you're on Nomad, for example, in SA East. If you queue up today, well then you can play Friday morning or something crazy. Like that's literally crazy, right? There are literally 10,000 people in queue. I'm not going to add up how many people are in queue, but I wouldn't be surprised if 1/5 of the player base is actually in queue right now. And people are complaining about queues, and to be fair, Amazon did say when you were playing fresh to expect queues. I thought they weren't going to capitulate on the server numbers. Well, they very quickly changed their mind. At this point, I think they should just rack up like way more so that everybody can get in who wants to get in and then merge quickly. And then you might be wondering why some of these servers are not actually full in terms of its population. It's because I think they're like letting you trickle in so that the beach doesn't get absolutely swamped. They're sort of rolling in the numbers slowly so that the game is actually playable, which makes sense, but it looks a little bit weird on here. And a lot of this hype is because of fresh servers, of course, but the actual Twitch event here has some drops on it. So if you want to watch somebody on Twitch, you're going to get these tiered drops. So it's a little bit awkward to explain. They're going to unlock as people level up, and you can sort of see the progression here. Most of them are unlocking 2 out of 8 at the minute, and actually if you scroll down you can see what they have to do. On this one, the iron veins are pretty much done, trees are done, etc. Right? Scroll down to the Bold and the Beautiful, which is what I was playing on earlier. Very similar like story. Okay, you can go and check this. It's actually quite a cool event. I like the fact that it's tracking that kind of stuff. I sort of feel like this is a hint of what we're going to get with leaderboards. Maybe they'll have this kind of data on like your server and it'll tell you how many have been done per week. That sort of sounds cool, and maybe you can actually compare one server to another. That'd be really fascinating to see. Now, one thing we normally do, and I'm going to use this video to do that, is that we normally talk about the previous month's player base numbers and see what's happening overall. Now, of course, here October we did see a massive increase. The peak was at 69,000 Kappa, and the average players was at 34,000. Obviously that's an increase from September, and actually you can see that from about July the number started trending upwards. Fresh servers are sort of going to ruin that trend in a way. Yes, we're going to see like an absolute peak, which we are doing, but I sort of think you'll see what happened at launch. A lot of these fresh players simply won't stick around. Some of them will, and I'm very much happy to have them, very much welcome to the community, but some of them will naturally leave, and that's okay. Dragonflight's around the corner or what have you, and people might just not be that interested in the game. So some of these players will not stay, and then the number will like go down a little bit. But if the key thing is that our average is generally higher than when it started, then everybody will be happy, and let's hope that's the case. I think without fresh start servers, you would have seen quite a dip in November. If anything, you can just sort of see that from the Brimstone Sands release, numbers were slightly heading down. And that's reasonable, that's what you would expect after you just had like a content drop. It's not going to go shooting up. People play the content, stop and move on, but then Fresh is sort of like an absolute wedge just completely out of nowhere that is going to completely skew the numbers. However, I do think overall it is positive for the game. What does 100,000 players mean for New World? Potentially nothing. It really depends on how many of them are going to stick around. I do think we'll see some retaining players because New World is better than it was, but I do think we'll also see a big dip. So just expect that. But it is truly great to see New World on the rise again. It's been on the rise now since July. And when we get the roadmap, I truly think if that's a good roadmap or we get like some good updates about what's coming, we could really see this game properly cement itself as one of the top few MMOs up there. And I'm obviously on board for that. Let me know your thoughts. Are you actually playing Fresh? Do let me know in the comments below. Personally, I'm sort of just trying out Fresh and then I'll head back to my main, but I'm having a great time. That Fresh MMO feeling, it's just so nice. I really do like it. If you want to support the channel, become a YouTube member. It does truly actually help. What you should definitely do is have a most beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.